Hello guys, good morning and welcome back. All right, so in this video, I want to briefly explain to us how to cut a high waist short. I believe most of you must have seen or might have seen the regular waist short I made. Now, that formula we stated in the video that you divide the hip by 4 minus 1, which is the foundational formula for the crouch of a a regular waist short, right? Now, for the fact that we are doing a high waist shot, right? Now, it's just measuring from the navel. So the waist we have for my customer is 35. Now, the hips of my customer is 49. Now, the labs I have is a lab measurement of 27. Now, the knee, which is the ankle now, will give us 21. And the short length is going to give us 21 as well, right? So these are the measurements we have. So now the question here is, how do we cut a high waist short with these measurements? Bear in mind that this waist we have here is not her normal waist. It's from the navel. It's kind of her shape, right? So now this shape now stands in for her waist in this particular short. Now, you're not going to measure from the regular waist. Don't make the mistake. You must measure from where she wants the short to reach, which is her high waist measurement. Now, the formula to get the crouch for this, which is the most important thing here, is hip measurement over 4 plus 2 to 3 inches. Now, I remember I told us that in some cases, you might add 2 to 4 inches for your customer. So for this particular customer, we are going to add extra 3 for her. So let's divide 49 by 4. So 49 over 4 will give us 12.25, right? 12.25. Now, this 12.25 plus extra 3 will now give us 15.25. Now, which is the actual crouch depth we are going to use. Now, this measurement is solely for the crouch derivation. Now, don't forget that the band is still included in this whole measurement. Now, while trying to apply this crouch, you are going to deduct the band measurement from this and make sure that you don't have excess crouch depth that will result to excess dropping of the short measurement at the crotch area. So let's get down to the cutting process. All right, so now we want to start drafting the front panel. Now the front will be this material, while the back will be black fabric, right? So after this, now the next thing we do is to make sure you place your ruler in a straight line and mark it out in this form, which is one of the first things you will do. And then as well, you also mark out your baselines. Now this will serve for the having a straight lines, both the width and the hem. So now the next thing you will do is to mark 2 inches here. Now these 2 inches we are having is for the hemming or the folding, which is not part of the short length we have. So you are going to have it this way. Then the next as well we'll do is to apply the short length. All right, so I think I will do the short length 23 so that it will be a bit longer. So let's increase it to 23 inches for the short length because it's a high waist short, right? But I can still do 21 if you still wish for 21 length. Then 23 inches is for the short length. Now, some persons will also ask me, won't I deduct the band? Now, the answer is yes, I will remove the band. So the band measurement I want to have is 1.5 for the total band width. So 1.5 minus this will give us 21 and half, right? So you mark 21 and half, then add extra half for the joining of the band to this. It becomes 22, right? Then 22 inches is what I have here. You apply 22 inches all through that way. Then after that, you are going to mark out your line in this form. And then after this, you now get your crouch. Now, the crouch measurement the band measurement we decided to have is 1.5 for the band finishing, 1.5. Some persons can want 2 inches for band, there's still no problem. But making 2 inches band will be too big, and sometimes it tends to fold at the waist point of your customer. So 1.5 inches or 1.35 or 1.75 is ideal. Then you have to push out 1.5 inches from the short length. before you apply the crouch measurement. Now, the crouch we have is 15.25. I can just ignore the 25 and take 15 for my customer's crouch. But then, in some cases, you might decide or notice that the crouch might look a bit long. We can still make some adjustment to this in order not to have excess crouch. So let's pick 14.5. I decided to reduce by extra half again in order to make it to be a bit fitted or accurate in the crouch derivation. Bear in mind that the customer's measurement will determine what you are going to do. So I'm picking 14.5 for my crouch depth for the high waist short. Then at this point, you extend this line to this point, and then after which you now apply the total hip of 12.25. At this point, I can just mark it at 12.25 is okay this way, and then extra 2 inches this point. And then after this, I will come in here by 1.5 at the hem, 1.5 inches at the hem, and then come down this way again, and then connect this to this point in this direction. And then after this, I will now take the line of the hip straight up to the waist. I will take this line straight to the waist in this form, and then I will come up here by 2 inches and then mark here 0.5 inches, and with the help of my armhole curve, I will also connect these two lines this way. And then after which, I will now come to mark the waist measurement. So the waist I have is a waist of 35, which is 8.75. Then this is the waist point I have here, and then all the allowances needed for this front panel will be used for the back, will be pushed to the back. I will just add extra half here just for the joining effects of these two side panels, and then there will be no pocket for this because of the high waist nature. So I will connect these points from here straight down to the hip this way, and then I will apply the ankle. The ankle I have, which is the knee rather, the knee is 21, so I will do 22, which is 11. So I will mark 11 here for my knee measurement. Then bring down the line this way, and then connect it from here to this point, and possibly go in this direction. So this will serve us for the front panel. Note importantly that you don't need to slope or slant the front short because of it's a high waist short. So I will cut this now, and as well show us how to cut the back panel and how to do your gumming as well. So you cut all through this way. Don't forget that what we added in the front panel waist was only half an inch because of the joining effects of the sides, just to have that inch for joining, right? So mark all through this way. So now you cut out from here and make sure it goes in this direction. So this is how it is. So we are done with the front panel. So I will also place the back panel and cut, which I will show you how to do it as well. All right, so now we want to cut the back. So we have done the front. So you have to extend this line from the waist line, from the hip line rather, to the back panel. So at this back panel, I am adding 2.5 here. Why I add 2 inches at the sides, 2 inches all through this way. Now I will place my ruler at the hip point and then extend the line to fall this way, right? It will go like half-inch sloped out this way, and then I will now mark the waist line from here inwards. So the waist line we have is 35, which is 8.75 somewhere here. Then I'll add extra, the back we have that plus the allowance closure, which is meant to be 1.5 at the back panel. Then plus the 1 inch that was removed from the front panel, it becomes 2.5. So you can just add 3 inches or 2.5, whichever one you want to add. So I'm using 2.5 inches extra for the back panel. Then after that, I will connect the lines accordingly this way. I'll connect the lines accordingly this way. And then after which, I will now use my freehand sketch and do the hip connection in this form. So this is the back panel now, which is a bit similar to the first one I have done. So you just need to watch the both of them and know the differences, which is not much. So please kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you're a first time viewer, click on the subscribe button. It's free of charge. There is no fee attached to subscribing to my YouTube channel, right? It's just for you to be notified whenever I make or post new videos. Then turn on the post notification bell as well for you to be at alert whenever I post